How's it going, everyone? We got further good news in regards to inflation, and we're going to touch base on that on today's Market Movers. So today we received the Producer Price Index, which is a measure of wholesale inflation. So essentially that's inflation on the producer side of things. So whenever we talk about that, we talk about maybe a company produces lamps and sells those lamps to Walmart. We are going to measure that transaction from the producer to the wholesaler and not necessarily directly to the consumer, which is the Producer Price Index. So this is a good measure of inflation and is also always kind of a month or two before we see those Producer Price Index figures. So for the month of October, we saw a 0.2% increase in Producer Price Index, which was well below expectations of 0.4%. We also saw the core PPI, which strips out food and energy cost, was actually level for the first time since 2020. And the expectation on that was 0.3%. So we are starting to see inflation continue to decrease. We saw the Consumer Price Index last week come in below expectations. Now we're seeing the Producer Price Index this week come in below expectations. So what the Fed's been doing by raising their interest rates is working. It's slowing down the economy, reducing demand, which in turn is reducing inflation. We've also got some news from Walmart yesterday that they're not going to be paying their producers more. They're putting a halt to that. So that's going to further trickle through the economy over the next couple of months and continue to reduce inflation. We're also seeing some tech job cuts over the last couple of months. We saw Twitter cut 3,700 employees and Facebook cut 11,000, which was their largest job cut in Facebook history. We're also seeing large companies like Amazon, Apple, and Google halt freezing or drastically reduce their hiring. So Amazon has now put a hiring freeze. We've got Apple, who has almost closed all of its hiring, and Google, who is cutting hiring by 50%. So what is this doing in the economy, and what is it doing for mortgage interest rates? So it's slowing demand in the economy, which is giving supply a chance to catch back up, which is reducing cost and reducing inflation. On the flip side of that, what is this doing for mortgage interest rates? Well, it's going to lower mortgage interest rates. We've already seen a pretty significant drop over the last 2 weeks, and we expect that drop to continue and get down into the low fives, which is what we've been saying by summer of next year. And what is those lower interest rates going to do for the housing economy? So lower interest rates is going to bring more buyers into the equation. It's going to increase the demand side of the equation. And we've already got historically low supply still. We saw that September peak in supply, and it's decreasing. And once we get more buyers into the market, we're gonna see more of a seller's market coming into next year. And that's just because we haven't seen enough new construction to make up for the new household formations we've seen. So if you are a buyer and you can get into a house now and you find the right house, probably not a bad decision to go ahead and do that before we start to see higher demand in the housing market. Then you just plan on a refinance, play low closing costs now, and form a strategy that's going to work over the next couple of years. So if anybody has any questions on what the markets are currently doing as far as inflation, mortgage rates, job cuts, mortgage strategy, please feel free to reach out to me, or you can follow me on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day.